have. I think you're out resourcing yourself, so we're going to slow down. Your expectations based on your own personal resources are way out of balance here. And I think that's a good way to put that. Your mental, physical, and time resources for a student learning do not match the coaches, the parents, or the students' expectations. They all have to meet up. And if they don't, it's going to create unfun. It's going to create the wrong kind of struggle because there won't be a struggle. There'll be an internal and external emotional forces that shut down any fun. Fuggle. We need a fuggle. Fun and struggle. We need to fuggle some more. If we shut down the fuggle, don't forget to fuggle. It sounds really bad. Hey, you fuggling? Dude, I just fuggled today.
Implicit in the struggle, though, this is really interesting. You're basically
say it. Implicit in the fuggle.
I was actually going to. But implicit in the struggle, what you're saying is that there's a balance even within the struggle. I think you're saying because ultimately, if it's all struggle, and it's just like, God, this is hard, this sucks, I don't even want to come back. Like, and you're not attaining some level of mastery, some level of whatever, then that's a problem. But implicit in the struggle is that it can't be all struggle and it can't be no struggle. It's got to be this balance it's got to be a balance of struggle, because if you don't have the balance, it's not fun. You know, I was listening to a podcast where one of the coaches said that on a scale of 1 to 10, every lesson they try to have the students be at a 6. So they're not at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of like, it really wasn't that experience, and they don't want it to be an 8, 9, 10 where it was too easy. It's almost like between too hard and too easy.
So that's a highly engaged coach that's monitoring the mental, the brain and body.
Yeah,
our brain body connection. Right. So think of that then. That coach then on the fly, who was it?
I don't remember.
That's great though, right? Because that coach then is monitoring the students' reactions, plus on the fly adjusting the agenda that he or she may have to fit that. That's a lot of work. That's subtle. That's a really good coach. That's a really good coach.
Yeah. No, I'm saying as I'm writing, but I'm
so. Can I tell you something that happened yesterday?
Yeah.
And this is really, I'm laughing because this is one of the funniest things ever.
It's a lot of pressure when you say that.
No, this is hilarious.
All right.
I'm going to tell it.
Right.
I wasn't going to tell, but I'm going to tell it.
This is New York hilarious.
No, okay, it is. I was teaching it because it buys into how monitoring someone's emotions and how a lesson's going to go.
Right.
I had this other boy yesterday. It was my big 12-hour day yesterday. And this kid comes in, and last week we had recognized that he was not using his legs at all on hitting a ball. So we're hitting at a good clip. He's 15, great kid, another great guy. I'm really lucky.
When you say we recognized, I think that's so hilarious. You knew it all along.
He got there.
He was at the moment where he could be okay with it.
Yeah, yes. There were so many other. He needed to focus on his legs, not getting the ball over, and because we're hitting at a better clip right now. We're hitting probably about 60 miles an hour on ground stroke. So he's getting to that point where he likes that, but by the third shot, he's going back behind his center of gravity. He's now focused more on like how hard he can hit it versus getting in position, getting set, because my ball's coming back lower and faster at this point. So last week we got that the whole lesson, like it took an hour. Where he's like, I get it, my legs. So he came in yesterday. I said, we're just going to throw some medicine ball right now, just against the wall, and 10 pound, and we're just going to work on legs, hips, rotating our shoulders. So we're throwing it, and he's probably like 5 feet. I have a blue with pinner's tape on the wall, like for a box,
right?
That's 3 feet high, right, just over the net. So I said, I want you to throw the medicine ball. You're about 6 feet from the wall. There. And then he had to back up incrementally another 2 feet. So now he's 12 feet from the wall. And I said, now I want you to really throw this. He's like, I'm never going to make that. I said, listen, if you use your legs and your core and you do like almost, and he's like, I don't think I can do it. I said, come on, just power up from the legs. So I didn't realize he had put his tennis racket leaning against the wall 2 feet to the right of the blue square on, you know where this is going, on the wall. He starts to use his legs and freaks out that he's not going to do it and goes all hands and throws the medicine ball for a direct hit on the tennis racket and snaps it in half.
Oh my God.
As soon as he let go.
There goes $200.
It was a Babolat $229 Aero Pro. He's had it for 4 months.
Oh, God.
It snaps in half.
Oh, my
and he
God.
goes, I'm going to swear, oh, shit, my mom's going to kill me. And I was like, relax. It was my fault. I didn't move the racket. I go, look at me. And he was like, what? I go, I'm going to buy you a new one. It was partly my fault.
You're not going to buy him a new one.
I was like, I'll put it on my, just relax. And he's like, oh my God. And you could see like, I'm laughing at the same time because it was the other pro on the other court was like, that was awesome.
Oh my God.
And it took us 20 minutes to get it back down. We got him a demo. We immediately got him another racket. I was like, look at me. You got my discount? I got you. We're going to tell your mom it's partly my fault. It's all because it was. I should have noticed it. He got it back, and then he was eventually able to start laughing about it. And I would say, like, for me at that age, Fran Sullivan, I just would have been like, I got to go hide. Like, there's no way I could have gone on with the lesson. There was no way I was equipped at that age with my mom the way she was, and she was great. I love my mom. But she was a hardcore New Yorker. I would have been, she'd be telling everybody that story for the next 20 years, bringing it up. He totally got the wheels back on. We actually, in the last half an hour, he was destroying it. And we actually took a picture of him holding the racket. And then his mom texted, and she was like, thank you so much. I appreciate helping out, but it wasn't your fault. Things happen. It's not a big deal. But his initial reaction was, I've had this for 4, right? And that was, but he was able to compartmentalize what had happened, still laugh about it, but not let that impede his ability by the end of the lesson where we're hitting full blast. And
Well,
actually,
to be fair, you helped with that landing.
yeah, well, yeah,
If you had just done what some people might have done, which is to be like, holy crap, wow, I'm really sorry. Geez, well, let's keep going here. Most people, that would not, I mean, you even if you try to keep going at that point, you did your best to right him. That's what you did. And you rescued the lesson.
I was watching his emotions and the panic and the fear of getting in trouble and understanding that they don't have a lot of money and that this was a gift that he got, that he's had a respect for the racket, his mom, the game, and all of that tied into being a 15-year-old going through puberty. I in
Right.
a second had to it was like my reaction also was, oh, sure, at the same time. But then I couldn't stop laughing. And then when I turned and saw the blood drained out of his face, I was like, look at me. It's going to be fine. And then later on, he's like, that wasn't the most dumbest thing I've ever done. I've done worse. I go, then you're okay. And it was, but he got it turned around but also allowing himself to be turned around and finding the humor in it and allowing me to let him to talk him off the ledge. I think that's also something you're teaching somebody, like, listen, there has to be a respect between, because I love this kid. He's another great kid. We're talking about movies and stuff and just music. There's a deep connection than just this is how you hit a ball. So I think there was an element of trust. There's an element of trust between us, just like there's an element of trust between you and your kids. Like you've successfully balanced coaching, being a dad, and not screwing that up, which is really hard. So there's a trust element there. And so if there's not a trust element, I don't think you can talk somebody off the ledge. I don't think you can bring them back. I think it's just going to spiral out of control. So
I think what we learned from this is that there's